I am not a case number in a file piled high while lies arise, all eyes on me. I cry, you see the surface me, complete with all the flaws and stereotypes. Don't believe the hype. Wipe all that away and see the me beneath. Because I'm trying to be unique, to reach my potential peak. It's essential. Seek to speak life into me so that I can be all that I can be, like I'm in the army. And don't forget to arm me with the weapons that I need to seek the lead to be successful in this fight called life. Because the battle's my mind, to redefine my mental, and my credentials don't exactly qualify me to be labeled as essential to society. But you can help me, change me, raise me up, because this phase is up. Yeah, I was a foster child, so what? At some point, I must grow up and show up at graduation where I wear the cap and gown. While others nap, I'm crowned the queen of my destiny, defying the critics, outlasting the misfits, and not falling victim to statistics. Realizing I'm rising, despising failure, no compromising, sizing up the lies and realizing that all of that must die because it's weighing me down. It's too heavy to carry with me, so I'm laying it down. This form of foster kid is inspired to rise higher, so give me a lift. Shift your focus to address all of me, even the flaws, and equip me for the cause so that I can change the laws, and I refuse to be just a clause in Section 5. I will survive. I will arise. Address me as the greatness that I am. And don't label me as lazy or just think that I'm crazy, because I'm not asking you to praise me. I'm just asking you to raise me up. Because see, I needed someone to raise me up. My name is Crystal Williams, and I am a former foster youth. I aged out of the foster care system, but I was adopted as an adult. My little brother passed away when we were young, and that's how we ended up in the foster care system. He never made it to foster care, but we did. And we made it into a loving Christian home that raised us up, and I actually have attended the same church for 20 years, which is the same church that my foster parents rooted and grounded me in. My sisters, myself, a lot of my friends who've experienced the foster care system have been impacted by the mistakes of other people. Things that my mother didn't do, things that my dad didn't do, things that my foster parents didn't do right. We were affected by all of those mistakes. But the good thing is, seeds were planted in us. People took the time to plant seeds in us because they saw beyond who we were into who we could be. And so I ask you, what seeds are you holding that's for somebody else? What seeds do you have that need to be planted in someone else's life and are beyond what you could even imagine? How can you take your seed and plant your seed? Don't eat your seed. Take your seed. Plant your seed. Don't eat your seed. Take your seed. Plant your seed and watch God do amazing things. Because I'm reaching for the stars. Past Mars cars, clothes, money shows as high as it goes. Me and lights, who knows? Perfection's the goal. Or so I've been told. But it's a long road and I'm tired of bending to blend in with whatever's trending. Sending mixed messages like I'm texting with Tourette's syndrome. It's been done. I just gotta plant it. Not understanding that God has already agreed to be all that I need. It's like I'm holding the seed, running around looking for trees. Not understanding that all trees already exist inside of one small seed. I said it's like I'm holding that seed. But then I'm running around and I'm looking for trees. Not understanding that all trees already exist inside of one small seed. In my hands, it's small. But when I place all I have in the hands of a big God, I can start a riot. Ask Goliath what God could do with 5 small stones alone in the hands of a small shepherd team. Or ask 1,000 Philistines what God could do with a small jawbone in the hands of one man alone. Or maybe you should ask Gideon what God could do with an army of 300. God sees hundreds in one small seed. Just ask the little boy with 2 fish and 5 loaves what God could do in the midst of a need. He is all we need. God knows how to make it do what it do. His track record's proven. Nothing is too small for God. The greatest story ever told, how much God loves man. Understand the implications. He took out all complications of law, works, guilt, sin, death, and he selflessly gave of himself. The sky was not his limit, so he did it big like galactic, attracting all judgment to himself like a magnet. Now we some kin to Christ. No longer do what sin say, but he did it all to see us free like Kunta Kinte. No more room for sin, but we moving on up to the peace side like Georgia Wheezy. Easy, he's giving me hope. Fixing problems better than Olivia Pope. He's my gladiator, mediator, rock of ages. Unlock the cages and set me free. Take the past off, blast off from this world like rockets. My God reaches down in his pockets and he plucks stars from their sockets, and I'm a star so I can unlock it. Clock is ticking. I'm sticking to the original plan of trusting God. Standing, understanding that when I'm handing my small to a big God, he could take it and feed thousands. With 2 fish and 5 small loaves, my God goes above all we can ask or think. So I'm not sinking it to myself, thinking what I do is enough. But I understand that God is enough. I understand that my stuff doesn't belong to me, but it belongs to God. And when I take my not enough stuff and place it in the hands of a more than enough God, I realize what I have is more than enough because God has already supplied all things through Christ who possesses all things. So it is an honor to bring what I have to a king who is able to supply. So when my resources run dry, I don't cry because I know the source of all things. Bringing your small to God counts. Every seed that you have is for someone else. So take your seed, plant your seed. Don't eat your seed. Take your seed, plant your seed. Don't eat your seed. Take your seed, plant your seed, and watch God do amazing things.